90% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Hello and welcome to another video. Thank you so much for coming to watch. And before we get started, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Did you do it? I will wait. Go ahead and do it. Okay, now that we did it, let's get started. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the top 5 mistakes people make when starting a fat loss journey. Because this was definitely some of the things that I did when I first started, and I wish somebody else would have told me not to do it. So this is exactly why I'm going to share with you guys. So number 1 mistake is cutting carbs. I know a lot of people think that they think that they're overweight because they eat carbs, but I'm going to be a little bit in your face and tell you that the reason why you're overweight is not because you're eating carbs. It was probably because you're overeating in general. What happens is when people first start their fitness journey while trying to lose fat is that they cut carbs, and yes, they will see the scale change, but it's because when you cut carbs, you tend to lose more body weight, not actual fat. Because when you eat carbs, you hold more water. So when you cut carbs, the water that you will retain in your body gets rid of. So that is why you will see a change in your scale, not necessarily because you're losing fat. What really happens when you cut carbs is that we start losing energy, because our main source of energy comes from carbs. So when our energy starts to suffer, the performance in the gym starts to suffer. So that's the last thing we want to do, is not have enough energy to be able to train in the gym. Starting my fitness journey, I was one of those that made the mistake of cutting carbs when I first started. And instead of benefiting from it, I felt myself getting weaker in the gym. I was like, why am I not getting stronger as I go along? And then I found out it was because I wasn't having carbs. I needed that source of energy to push myself in the gym and to actually help me build muscle, because carbs do help you build that muscle, to fill out that muscle. So I was also looking, instead of more tone, I felt like I was looking skinny and like not defined, because carbs fill out the muscle and help you build the muscle. So I would insert a picture of how I looked with no carbs while cutting, and then a picture of me actually having carbs and cutting. So you don't need to cut carbs in order for you to lose fat. As long as you're in a calorie deficit, you will accomplish that goal. So mistake number 2 is measuring your progress only based on what the scale says. When you first start your fitness journey, especially at the beginning, the scale is gonna mess with your head, because anything that you see on the scale, if you've been working your ass off for a week and eating right, and then you see that scale go up, that's gonna just kill you mentally, because you're gonna be like, oh my god, I've been working so hard and the scale just went up. But you need to think about it this way: the fact that if you eat something high in sodium, the scale could go up. If you had a really training session, like a really hard training session, it could go up because of that. Anything could affect that number, whether going up or down. The scale is not only measuring your progress, it's measuring anything that's going on in your body too. So it's not gonna tell you just if you lost a pound of fat. It's gonna measure also if you gain a pound of muscle. So you can't go just based on the scale. This is why I always recommend to take pictures or go by how your clothes fits. In the pictures, you're gonna see, like, you're gonna notice so much more with pictures, because you're gonna notice like little details that you didn't even think they were there. So this is why it's important to always take pictures when you start. Always do front, side, and back. And like that, you're gonna see those little changes that you didn't know were there, and that's gonna motivate you to keep going. When you see those little changes, the scale might not change or stay the same, or whatever it is the case, but those pictures was really gonna show you how hard you've been working and show you the true progress you're making. Mistake number 3 is thinking you need to first lose fat and then build muscle. Jesus, I don't know where people get this from, but hold on, let me sip on this real quick. Okay, now that I got that out of the way. Okay, thinking you need to lose first fat and then build muscle. When you're a beginner, you have the advantage of what's called newbie gains. This is when people aren't used to training and you start in the gym. You have the advantage of actually losing fat and building muscle at the same time. So you can do both at the same time. So if you go straight to just doing cardio because you need to lose fat first, you're not taking advantage of those newbie gains. So I always recommend to do both and then adjust your cardio as much as needed. Not just do cardio and don't add weights, because remember, the more muscle you build, the more fat you burn naturally. So you want to build that muscle. Also, that muscle is what's going to give your body shape. If you just do cardio, you're gonna look, I feel like people, when they just do cardio and they're trying to lose fat, they eventually end up looking skinny fat or with like loose skin, and you don't want to end up looking like that. You probably want to look toned, which means building muscle. So this is why I always recommend do both at the same time. Do weightlifting and cardio. And if you want to do probably like 30 minutes of weights and then 30 minutes of cardio, that's fine. Adjust as needed to see how your body reacts to that. But you don't need to first lose fat and then build the muscle. You can actually do both at the same time, because both are gonna help you at the same time. So mistake number 4 is thinking you're gonna do higher reps in order to burn more calories while weight training. The problem with this is that if you're trying to burn fat while weight training, are you really building muscle? And the purpose of weight training is to build that muscle. So let's say if you're doing 20 reps with 10 pounds, let's say, and you are able to complete those 20 reps, you're probably not building enough tension in the muscle to actually build that muscle. So I would rather someone to go a little bit heavier and actually build that tension in the muscle to build that muscle. Use weight training to actually build that muscle, and then use a calorie deficit and cardio to lose fat. Don't use your weight training as a tool to lose fat, because you want to use that energy to actually build that muscle, because remember, the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn naturally. So eventually it will help you burn fat. So mistake number 5 is thinking you gotta go from eating whatever you want now to just chicken and broccoli. I'm using chicken and broccoli as an example, as a boring food, not just actually chicken and broccoli. But people think that they have to go from just eating whatever to just like eating like this limited amount of food, basically just starving themselves. And this is the number 1 reason why people fail when they first start their fitness journey trying to lose fat, because they don't make it sustainable for them to actually enjoy it and make it a lifestyle. There's so many ways of making your meals enjoyable, or even your training or exercises more enjoyable nowadays. Like, there's everything out there. For meals, there's if it fit your macros, flexible dieting. There's even ways of making like your favorite meals into a healthier style or less calorie style, or make that meal part of your actual meal plan. I had clients that they have lost weight eating ice cream every day. I would just make it part of the meal plan. You don't need to cut out everything in order for you to actually reach your goal. And this is something you will learn throughout time. But I feel this is the number 1 reason why people actually give up. They think it's too hard, and they can't actually enjoy food, and this is why they give up. They're like, okay, I can't have, let's say, pizza anymore, and it's not true. You can enjoy it. You just gotta learn how to portion it out and control moderation. Learn your body and what food works for it, and learn to have fun with it, so you can make it a lifestyle and not just a quick fix. So I hope you guys learned something valuable today, and also if you guys need help with nutrition or training. I am an online coach and in-person trainer. So my information is always down below. So if you need any help, you can always slide in DMs or send me an email. And I'll see you guys in the next video.